And welcome everybody to Iag Live Test number 3. This is just a test broadcast on a Sunday afternoon, hence the casual clothes, no business attire, and only a few people will see this video. It's a test, so I'll show it to Scott and to Ben and to Oscar and to Corey for some feedback, and perhaps one or two other people as well. But it is a test. I'm still figuring out this software and this platform. And this is being broadcast, being streamed to Oscar's personal YouTube account. So thank you, Oscar. Thank you for that. And we're using your account just for these test broadcasts. And we're hoping that we'll be going live on the upcoming Friday. So what would that be? 14, 15, 16, 17? 18th of July, Friday the 18th of July will be the first actual broadcast, and perhaps we'll start promoting that from Wednesday this coming week. Now, the people that I'm showing this stream to, I'd love you to give us some feedback as to how we can improve it. Some things are already known. We have already some known issues, so no need to give feedback on those. First of all, the intro has to change. I want to not necessarily commit to Fridays, but say that Fridays 10 a.m., usually Fridays 10 a.m. and occasionally other times. We need a new an outro. We haven't got that yet, so Oscar will make that in the coming week. I'll just use the intro for the outro for this test, and I'd like to get a live bug up in the top left corner of the screen as well. So IAG on the top right over there, and live in the top left over there. We've got some issues at the moment with showing people's names and titles as graphics when we invite them. One other thing is the countdown music. You may have noticed, hopefully music started at around the 10-minute mark in the countdown, but with about 5 seconds to go in the countdown, you may have noticed that it just cut out. It didn't fade out. I want to find a solution to that. And also, we're not using chat yet. And in today's test, I will not invite a guest, but in some of the tests in the upcoming week before Friday, I certainly will add in the functionality of having a guest join me on the stream. So that will be interesting too. So what I propose to do on this stream is I'm going to go through a few articles that Ben has published on asgam.com since Friday morning's breakfast briefing. That's Friday the 11th of July, because that is what I will be doing on these broadcasts, looking at the news of the week and doing some commentary on that, as well as inviting guests, as well as other things. This stream will evolve over time. So let's start with sharing my screen here on this PADCOR story, which we published, I should say, on Friday morning after breakfast briefing. So it hasn't had a breakfast briefing yet, but yet already 170 hits. And it is PADCOR ordering the immediate removal of, that should say removal, not remove. Maybe I refresh the page there and see if that's been done. No, it hasn't. I've already asked Oscar to change that remove to removal. Immediate removal of all billboards, other out-of-home advertising by online gaming operators. Now, there was a meeting on Monday the 7th of July. We were aware of this. In fact, I was in the Philippines on the previous Friday and met with PADCOR, and I was aware that there was this meeting on the 7th of July. The order was issued on the 7th of July, covering everyone to do with electronic gaming, and the deadline to remove all these is the 15th of August. Now, a little bit of context around this and a little bit of commentary on this. Most readers will be aware, or most IAG viewers will be aware. Let me just try changing the format here. There we go. That's a bit nicer. We'll be aware that the POGOs, but the Philippines offshore gaming operations were banned from January 1, mainly due to a huge sort of social outcry in the Philippines to some of the bad behavior that's been coming out of that. And now that this PIGO, Philippines Inland Gaming Operators, has been proliferating, PIGO, of course, is just an informal reference, informal way of referring to it. Actually, PADCOR calls it remote gaming. And this is remote gaming offered by existing operators in the Philippines, such as the concessionaires like Solaire, Han, Akata, Newport, and so forth, to Filipinos, people within the Philippines. And there's been a lot of advertising, and it's getting to be saturation, and particularly billboards. And I think this kind of very public way of looking at it is causing problems. And people in the Philippines are saying, well, we banned offshore gaming operations where the players were outside of the Philippines, but now we're allowing our own people to be victims, so to speak, of this kind of behavior and this kind of gaming offering. Now, of course, it's very different because those POGO operators were involved in all sorts of nefarious activities that licensed operators within the Philippines will established credible operators such as Solaire, Han, New Star, Newport, and so forth will not be part of, but yet still there is a backlash against the possibility of young people being involved. Obviously, young people see those billboards. And I think the general feeling in PADCOR is, well, let's, if we go too far on this might get banned too. Let's put it a little bit quieter. Let's not be so vocal and not so public in terms of the advertising. And as you can see from this next paragraph here, Sherwin Gatchalian, Win Gatchalian, whose family is involved in the bricks and mortar gaming industry, has called for significantly tighter restrictions. He was the one that also pushed very hard against the POGOs as well. So the idea here is generally to get rid of out-of-home inventory, out-of-home advertising. So everyone's got till August 15th to get those billboards down in the Philippines. The order was signed by Jeremy Luglug, who's head of electronic gaming in PADCOR, and Vina Oka, who Vina's been to many of our events. I also had a meeting with Jeremy earlier this year, or maybe it was last year. And in addition, it goes on to say that they'll be preparing a set of guidelines. Where does it say that? Does say that in here. So here we go. The Inquirer reported that PADCOR is also preparing to implement a set of guidelines for posting out-of-home advertisements. So I think that's a good thing. If we go too hard, we may lose that industry. So I think this is a step in the right direction. It's good to see Chairman Tenko again saying he's welcoming these restrictions as a common sense approach, but doesn't agree with prohibition, which of course we know prohibition doesn't work. Long established, and that's the argument we were making in Thailand as well, that not having it just sends it underground. But anyway, I won't go into a great tirade about that. I think many people have heard me speak about that in the past. So yes, he just goes on to say, we quote Chairman Tenko here, somewhere is saying, here we go, PADCOR's current stand is not a total ban, but stricter regulation. So hopefully this will calm things down a little bit. All right, let's move on now to the next story, which is the MGTO one I wanted to cover. Here it is. Oh, that's interesting. Unable to share the screen. Please try again. Wonder what that's about there. That's why we're doing these tests. Let's try again. Oh, there we go. I tried again and it worked. So MGTO, this is a story that we published yesterday, 10 a.m. Pierce wrote this. MGTO says handover of the 13 to the new owner is underway. We reported, here we go, as reported by IAG. I think we can click on that And there we go. As reported by us, that the 13 was sold last month for 600 million Hong Kong, about 77 million US. Very low number. They were asking 4 times that amount, 306 million US, and the outstanding loans and interest on the property was 432 million US. No, which caused a bankruptcy. Reportedly, it cost 1.4 billion US to build. So it's been, I mean, everyone knows this thing's been a disaster. The 13, there's a picture of it. And the new owner is currently, this is what Senator Fernandez said. The new owner is currently handling the handover process, and there are plans to introduce new partners and restaurants. Well, look, if they can clean it up and make it something good, that's a good thing. So it's been a white elephant, and we'd be glad to see it cleaned up and providing more hotel inventory space because we need that in Macau. So that one was published just on the weekend. Now, the next one to talk about is the Air Macau. We published this article about Air Macau also yesterday morning. Air Macau suffers more losses, receives nearly 300 million US capital injection from shareholders. So Air Macau is the only airline with an operating license in Macau, based in Macau. Of course, other airlines fly in and out of Macau Airport. Macau Airport, a relatively small airport, just servicing the local region, mainly servicing China, but some international destinations as well. And it is owned 21.5% by the Macau government and 67% by Air China. We mentioned that in the story here. And losses have been mounting up dramatically in the past few years. You could understand it through the pandemic. Losses in 2021 were 95 million. This is US. In 2022, 128 million. We could sort of understand that through the pandemic. But then we reopened, famously, Macau reopened to the world 8th of January 2023, but the losses continued. 2023, the loss was 30 million US, so reduced, significantly reduced, about a quarter. But then it's bumped up again. Last year, 2024, the loss was 84 million. So it is losing money year after year. And the big point here is in the last paragraph that from February 2026, Macau's aviation market will be fully liberalized. So, and the Air Macau franchise will come to an end. So who knows what will happen to Air Macau? Presumably they'll be extended, but other airlines may wish to join this market. Now, if I was another airline, would I find this market very attractive? Possibly not. It's not really a big market. But I suppose as people in China start to use air travel more than train travel, it might be interesting. So let's see what happens there. But Air Macau not going very well. And that might just be a function of Macau. So let's see, what else have we got here to look at? Oh yes, we released the Macau After Dark video on the weekend. So there we go, we can play it. Nice shot there of Grand Lappa. So thank you to our friends Grand Lappa providing us the venue. We held this on Monday night last week, and the video is now out. So we'll be providing that.
Of course, Macau is like a big village. Everyone knows each other.
Interviews with Rutger. I'll just turn the sound off for the moment. Interview with Ken Jolly, of course, platinum sponsor. Thanks to Light and Wonder. Interview from Vicky Chan representing Aristocrat. Yours truly. And who else have we got? That's about it, I think. A little bit of video at the end. There's Jason. A little bit of our lucky draw. So if you want to revisit all the fun from Macau After Dark on Monday last week, Yeah, will be last week. Well, Monday this week, technically, because it's still Sunday. Then please do. And you can see our sponsors there. And don't forget our official logistics partner, TKHS. All right. And that is it. We've published 2 more stories since then, but I don't think they're worth covering in this test. Relatively small stories and probably won't be in the Friday one, this coming Friday. So that'll do for the test. Thanks for watching. And we don't have an outro yet, so I'll play the intro again, and that will be that. So please do give feedback on the broadcast. Here we go. We'll just go back to the main screen here. I should be able to just let's see. How do I do this? Bear with me 1 second. There we go. Back to the main screen. Yeah, so please give feedback on this broadcast, what you think, and bye for now. See you later. Bye. See you next time. See you for further tests in the coming week.